Imagine you are driving through a very quiet, dusty road, and suddenly you see a group of brave soldiers blocking the path. Well, that is exactly what happened recently when the Nigerian Army, under the famous Operation HADIN KAI, made a move that has everyone talking. Our gallant troops successfully arrested a man suspected to be a member of ISWAP. Now, you might be wondering, what was he doing? He wasn't carrying weapons this time. Instead, he was transporting something very specific: motorcycle tires and various maintenance spare parts. If you are enjoying this update already, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on the latest stories from across Nigeria. You see, this arrest happened around the notorious area known as the Timbuktu Triangle. This isn't just any place. It is a dense, tricky forest area where these groups usually hide. By catching this man, the army didn't just stop one person, they actually cut off a major supply line. Think about it like this. Without tires, those motorcycles the insurgents use to move quickly through the bushes are completely useless. It's like trying to run a marathon without shoes. The suspect confessed that he was bringing these items from places like Gombe State to sell them at a very high price to the commanders in the forest. This shows that the pressure from our military is making things very difficult for them. Before we dive deeper into what he revealed about his leaders, remember to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps us bring you more of these incredible stories. During his questioning, the suspect mentioned that he worked under a commander named Hamzala. He even told the troops that many of their top leaders have been taken out recently by the army's superior firepower. He claimed he was even planning to surrender himself after the fasting period, but the army got to him first. This shows that the strategy of going after the people who provide food, fuel, and spare parts is working perfectly. When they can't fix their bikes or find food, they have nowhere left to go but to come out and face the law. This story is a huge win for the peace and security of our dear country. It reminds us that every little bit of information counts and that our soldiers are working day and night to keep us safe, even in the deepest parts of the forest. It's not just about the big battles, it's about these smart moves that stop the bad guys before they can even start. Moving on with this eye-opening gist, let's talk about how this one arrest is part of a much bigger win for our country. While our troops were catching this logistics supplier, they were also busy clearing out major hideouts in that same Timbuktu Triangle. Imagine the bravery it takes to walk into a place where the enemy feels safest. Recently, the army didn't just pass through, they actually destroyed 3 massive detention facilities where people were being held against their will. They freed over 70 innocent Nigerians who can now finally go home to their families. If you think our soldiers are doing an amazing job and deserve our support, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us get these positive stories out to more people. Now, here is the part that will really make you think. This suspect wasn't just working alone, he was part of a network that tries to act like a business. He was buying these tires for 13,000 naira and selling them to the insurgents for 25,000 naira. That's a huge profit. It shows that for some people, this is just about the money, but for our troops, it is about the soul of the nation. The military also recovered things like spark plugs and other engine parts. It might seem small, but think about it. If you are an insurgent deep in the forest and your bike breaks down, you can't run, you can't attack, and you definitely can't hide for long. By taking away these spare parts, the army is making sure the bad guys stay grounded. It's also important to note that the Nigerian government has been getting a boost in intelligence recently. With more eyes in the sky and better equipment being approved, the army is able to spot these suppliers before they even reach the forest. The suspect even admitted that things are getting so tough inside the forest that many of his friends are looking for a way out. This is a clear sign that the HADIN KAI strategy is working. It's not just about the fire, it's about the facts and the smarts. If you are enjoying this deep dive into how our security is improving, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're always the first to know when we drop a new gist. So, what do you think about the fact that this man was making so much money from this? Do you think the people who sell these things to insurgents are just as guilty as the ones carrying the guns? We really want to know your take on this.
To keep this gist rolling, we have to look at the even bigger wins happening right now across the Northeast. While that logistics supplier was being caught with his tires and spark plugs, our gallant troops were busy launching a massive dawn operation in areas like Bula Dalo and Gano. In a fierce encounter, the Nigerian Army neutralized over 18 terrorists. They didn't just stop there. They also recovered heavy weaponry, including anti-aircraft guns and rocket-propelled grenades. This shows that the army is hitting them from every angle, taking away their supplies on one hand and their heavy weapons on the other. If you're proud of our military's progress, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. One of the most heart-moving parts of this recent news is the rescue of our citizens. Just recently, troops rescued over 70 people who were being held in secret detention facilities within the Timbuktu Triangle. Imagine the joy of those families being reunited after such a scary experience. The military is also making huge gains in reclaiming towns like Noshe, which had seen some recent trouble. The theater commander himself has assured everyone that the army is intensifying efforts to restore total stability. Every time you like and subscribe, you help us share these stories of hope and bravery with more people across the country. The intensity of these operations is actually forcing top leaders to come out of hiding. Just a few weeks ago, two very senior ISWAP commanders were neutralized in the Sambisa forest and the Timbuktu Triangle. Their names were Julaibib and Abu Khalid, and they were high-value targets responsible for many of the attacks we've heard about. By taking out the brains of the operation and the legs like the tire supplier we discussed earlier, the Nigerian army is effectively paralyzing their movements. It's like a giant puzzle where every piece of intelligence helps bring the whole picture of peace together. So, as we see more of these businessmen being caught and more towns being reclaimed, it's clear that the tide is turning. Our soldiers are showing that they have the superior firepower and the smart strategies to win this. But they also need us to stay alert and support them. What do you think is the most important thing we can do as citizens to help our military finish this job?